Hello, this is Winnie Dao, and today I would like to talk about why I decided to use cloth pads. Um, First, I have to start by saying that I've been using a menstrual cup for 5 or 7 years now. The first time I heard about menstrual cups was while I was starting to be a health educator. I learned about these and how women in the past used them and how easy it was to just collect the fluid there. I At that moment I decided to buy a Diva cup, which is I think that was the only cup available or known of at that time. Um, I bought the size 2 because I gave birth to a baby, so um, I never had a problem inserting it or removing it, probably because my background is in nursing, so I had a pretty good knowledge of my body. And I also asked my husband, and he kind of described my vaginal canal to me, so I was able to just do it the first time. um, I've never in this time had any problems using it. Recently, I bought the Cup Lee, which I thought was too soft for me, but I'm wearing it today, so um, it took a little bit of um, handling it, but I was able to do it. um, and it feels good. It's soft. I cannot give a review on it yet, but I think that so far it's working good. But it's only been a couple of hours with it. Um, well, now cloth pads, because I have been using um, a menstrual cup. I only used pads as backup and never thought much of them. Then my daughter got her Monarch, and I started thinking I would like her to use something more natural than disposables, but because of our religion, um, cups are not an option for her right now. So I started researching what other options were available to her, and that's when I discovered the natural disposable menstrual products, and that led me to cloth pads. Um, I was learning to sew at that moment, so it only made sense for me to try and make our own. Um, when we decided to try it, I was sick, so my husband went to the fabric store and he bought all the fabrics I told him that we needed. He chose the toppers, everything. And that weekend I started sewing them up, and my daughter got her period, so she got to try them right there, and we made some adjustments as she was using them. And that was our first time using cloth pads. We have the period like one after the other, so I was also able to use them at that moment. Then the second time that we used cloth pads, both of us noticed that there was a significant reduction in pain and in the amount of flow. We also noticed a reduction in the length of our period. Um, Hers lasted like 4 days. Mine went from being 1 week and a half to 3 or 4 days, probably. I kept using pads just in case because I thought I was gonna start bleeding again and I wasn't gonna be prepared. So even though I wasn't bleeding anymore, I was still using cloth pads. So now this would be our third cycle using them. Um, my daughter got her period unannounced because she didn't have any pain. She says that she felt some cramping, but it wasn't anything important, anything that would make her stop doing what she was doing. So she didn't get ready and she just got her period, which she was wearing liners because we always use liners, and a flannel liner actually held everything. Um, so it wasn't even a messy thing or anything. Um, in my case, I'm in those first days um, before the period really starts. So I'm like ready using my cup and a cloth pad for backup, but I'm not really bleeding yet. But that was what led us to change. Also, I found a cloth pad community here on YouTube and on Facebook very helpful. Every time I've had a question, I Google it and it leads me here or on Facebook. It's as a health educator, it's really good. I feel really good seeing that so many women know their body and know what they're talking about, and whatever they don't know, they're not afraid of learning it or asking. So it's very good to see women empowering women in that way. I love cloth pads. I'm not going back ever to disposables. I'm 37, so I'm only sad that I didn't discover them earlier. Um, my daughter loves them too. I homeschool, so actually today, earlier in the morning, we were talking about how cups, menstrual cups, are inserted and removed, what they're made of, how the vaginal canal looks like, and the different folds and all of that. I used some of the YouTube videos in which teenagers are talking and explaining these, and she had a blast. She really liked it. She's a bit shy, but still, she got to enjoy all this information um, and learned it in a very fun way. So thank you, YouTube, for that. Um, then on Facebook, I sometimes share some of the things women and teenagers say about their periods, their stories, their, when they're trying to use a cup for the first time and things like that. And she really, really likes it. She's looking forward to the day where she's um, able to wear one, but she's not um, crazy about using one right now. And as I said before, because of religion, because of our religious beliefs, I would not want her to use a menstrual cup right now, but I'm not imposing that on her. I explained to her what's what virginity is scientifically, and I also explained to her what our beliefs are, and she took the decision to not use it until after she's married, which is great. But if she changes um, her opinion on that later on, I will respect that because that's her body. But I would also inform her of what we believe. We are Eastern Orthodox, so I would definitely um, have a conversation with her if we get to that. But I would not impose anything on her. Actually, um, I told her that it would be very nice if I get to buy her the first cup that she ever uses. Um, and I was explaining to her how you get to measure um, how high your cervix is and how it changes through the month and all of that. And she felt like it was too much trouble as of now. So maybe later, but not now. Um, so yes, that's our story. Um, I'm still learning about cloth pads, learning about how it affects other women. I I am a health educator, and I never heard of women having rashes because of disposable products. So you always learn something new. We don't know everything. It's very humbling to see all the things that these women know, and how they share with each other. I'm liking not only the experience, the physical experience of wearing cloth pads, but I'm also enjoying very much the emotional journey that it is, and my daughter is enjoying it too. I think it's a very nice way to bond with each other. So yeah, there are. I can only see pros. I can't see anything bad. Yes, you have to wash your own blood, but I mean, if your panties get stained, you have to wash them unless you're rich and you can just throw them and buy new ones. I don't think many of us can do that. Um, my daughter, she has a condition in her fingers. It's called Raynaud's. Uh, she she's very sensible to cold temperatures. So because it's winter right now, um, and the water from the faucet comes so cold, it's very difficult for her to wash her pads. So I asked her to just call me and I would do it for her, which is really nice because her father actually eh, cleaned one for her just so as not to see her in pain because it's a very painful condition. So it has only brought good things to us. I like it. Yes, there is a saving. We save money by not buying um, disposables all the time. Although I cannot say that the savings are significant since I am addicted now and I keep buying pretty fabrics and making new ones. And now we exchange them in swap groups, and I exchange them for pretty things like for crochet pouches for my cups. So yeah, it can be it can be a money saver if you have some self control. But I lack that, so I can, I haven't seen um, anything significant there. Neither has my husband. So yeah. So yes, this has been my experience using cloth pads. Um, I like watching your videos and seeing how you got to them. So if you have any video explaining your experience, please link me to it. I would love to watch it and share it with my daughter too. So thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.